Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Delaine Mathieu, and welcome to our special coverage of Operation America Strong. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds salute to the men and women who've been battling COVID-19 now for weeks on the front lines right here in San Antonio and throughout the United States. The Thunderbirds will be flying over as many hospitals here in San Antonio as they possibly can in 30 minutes, and we've got crews situated all over the city to catch them. So here is their flight path. They'll fly in at 2:20 in 1 minute over Helotes. We'll head west over the medical center area. Then around 2:30 or so, they'll head over downtown, then all the way down to Floresville, and then all the way up to the Stone Oak area, and then over New Braunfels, and then off to Austin they go. Now, they were supposed to be here yesterday, but it was moved to today because of the weather, and it couldn't be more beautiful out there for our Thunderbirds to fly over the city of San Antonio today. We did speak with one of the pilots flying today. She told us that they're taking this time that they would normally be flying in air shows to show healthcare workers, first responders, and all essential employees just how special they are. So our crews are set up all over the city. We are at 1604 in Culebra. We are at O'Connor High School. We are at 1604 and I-10. We are on top of the KBV News 4 San Antonio TV station right above my head to get them flying over here towards Lackland. We're also at Pearsall Park, and we are down in Floresville as well at Alamo Stadium. We are everywhere, 1604 and 281 as they make their way up to the Stone Oak area. Also 1604 and I-35. We've got about 8 crews monitoring those skies. Beautiful day out there for this. Of course, yesterday we had torrential rain pours. It was just a terrible day for it. They postponed it to today. It was supposed to happen at 1:20 this afternoon. Then we got word that they had postponed it just an hour. So it is 2:21. U.S. Air Force is rarely late, so I would imagine they are up there somewhere here pretty soon. But again, this is all part of a huge push to tell America how proud they are of the heroes in the healthcare system, first responders, essential workers all over the United States, putting their lives on the line to make sure that everybody is safe. And this is a live picture now as they fly into the city of Helotes right now. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. The formation there, of course, with one F-16 trailing off to the side. That is the photographer, we understand. We did speak with the pilot yesterday. Talked a lot about the altitude, just how high they're flying over, which is very low. Listen in. We're going to take a moment here just to watch as they fly over the skies in the city of San Antonio. So once again, their flight path is going to be, again, over Helotes, which is where they're flying now. They're heading west. They're going to head over towards the medical center area. They're going to fly all the way west. They're going to come back over the downtown area, head all the way down to Floresville, do a loop again around downtown, the downtown area, and then head north up to Stone Oak, then New Braunfels, and then up to Austin. Now, if you've ever seen the Thunderbirds fly over your heads ever before at at an air show or a football game or some special event, you know how amazing it is and the sheer force and the power of these machines. I've actually flown with the Thunderbirds before, and it was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had. Pulled 9 Gs on board one of those jets, and it's just incredible how powerful these machines are, but yet how safe you feel when you're with one of those pilots. All right, again, our crews all over the place at O'Connor High School in West Bexar County is where they're headed now. And once again, we did talk with the pilot, one of the pilots on board. Her name is Major Michelle Coran. She's one of the pilots on board there. She's usually the solo lead pilot under normal circumstances through air shows and special expeditions. But today, she's flying left wing, she said. It is loud under those jets. We spoke with her yesterday. She mentioned the altitude, about how low they are actually flying.
We are going to be at altitudes between 500 to 1,500 feet above the ground, which is a lot lower than it sounds. That's very low for a high-speed aircraft to be flying over a major city.
Yeah, that is very low. You know, the pilots want to make sure that everybody really gets a good look. They're flying over hospitals in San Antonio to make sure that healthcare workers, the ones who maybe are peering outside of their windows or can actually make it outside to see this flyover, is extremely special for them, because this is really for them. The essential workers throughout the city of San Antonio and Bexar County, the first responders, the nurses, the doctors, the people who are here for us, helping to save the lives of our loved ones, our friends, family members, putting their lives on the line. So the Air Force is calling this Operation America Strong, just to show how special all of these people are. So now our ground cameras are looking for another shot, waiting for them to pass by. There they are. Let's watch. All right, so first stop was Helotes. Then they're passing through West Bexar County right now. And then they're going to head over to 1604 I-10. They're going to pass over our station. We do have a crew on our rooftop right now. And let's talk about the formation, because there's something in particular they're doing that's special for the hospital crews. Let's listen.
There will be 6 of us in close formation in what we call the Delta. We'll be turning our smoke on and off at various points, trying to highlight the hospitals. That's really what drove us to build the route the way we did, is to cover as many hospitals as possible.
So yes, as many hospitals as possible, which of course they're flying over the medical center area. And that's the smoke going on and off, which is a special salute to the healthcare workers as they fly over the hospitals. I hear cheering. And this is Pearsall Park they're flying over right now. Pearsall Park. And this is a shot from our Sky 4. Fantastic. Again, they've been doing this all over the country, making stops in cities. And how cool it is that they are in Military City, USA. And this is Alamo Stadium now they're flying over. Families there waiting at the park here. Here they come. This is Pearsall Park. Fantastic shot from Sky 4. And this is from the News 4 San Antonio TV station rooftop. Again, that F-16 trailing behind the jets, the Falcons, is the camera crew. That is the U.S. Air Force camera crew on board there at F-16, getting some fabulous shots. Another Sky 4 shot. Now, this whole experience is supposed to last about 30 minutes. And I don't know about you, the friends I know who knew that they were coming have situated themselves at various spots throughout the city so that they can sometimes get 2 shots of them. When they fly over the downtown area, they're going to do a loop. They're going to go from the west side over downtown, down to Floresville, back over downtown, and then up north, up to 81. And again, this is Alamo Stadium. And if you're just tuning in, this is the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds fly over the city of San Antonio. They're trying to fly over as many hospitals as they possibly can to honor all the men and women who put themselves on the front lines in the battle against COVID-19. For weeks now, we've lost so many of our healthcare workers to this disease throughout the United States. So this is the U.S. Air Force's way of saying, listen, we thank you, we appreciate you. This is for you today. If you can, step outside the hospitals, peer outside a window if you can, because this is all about you today. First responders, all the essential workers throughout the city of San Antonio and Bexar County, this is for you as well. One of the reasons that this is so special, not only for the U.S. Air Force in general, but for these pilots in particular, is because obviously they can't see the reaction of the people on the ground. But when they get back to the ground, they go and they look at all their social media sites, and the response, they say, has been overwhelming. Let's listen to the Major again.
It's just amazing. You have healthcare workers that are standing out there who are absolutely exhausted, and you can see they're like breaking down in tears when they see us fly over. Or you have the little kids who've been, homeschooled for the last 8 weeks, haven't seen their friends, and they're in their backyard just jumping up and down, screaming with excitement.
It's fantastic. No doubt it'll be the same way here in San Antonio today. Once they get back on the ground, check all their social media sites and see all the photographs of people. Tears have been coming to the healthcare workers' eyes as these flyovers happen. Now, the cost of this flyover, we've seen a few questions about this. We did find out some answers for you. The good news, the Air Force says there is no additional cost at all to taxpayers. The squadrons have to maintain flight hours, and with air shows canceled, these flyovers help fulfill their training requirements. So it's helping them, it helps us, and it's just an amazing thing they're doing for everybody here. What a treat for everybody who's gathered here at Pearsall Park today. It happens fast when they fly over. Another Sky 4 shot. All right, I believe they're going to be heading down to Floresville right about now. So again, if you're just tuning in, this is a very special treat for the city of San Antonio today. They're calling this Operation America Strong. So the Thunderbirds salute to the men and women who've been battling COVID-19 on the front lines for so long now. This is their way of saying thank you, Air Force style, you could say, for sure. So again, they started over Helotes at around 2:20 this afternoon. They headed over the medical center area, spent some time there. So many hospitals there, of course. They wanted to make sure all the healthcare workers, first responders, everybody working there saw them. And then they headed over to the west side, far west side, West Bexar County, over Pearsall Park, across downtown. They're going to head down to Floresville, and then they're going to go right back up towards the downtown area, do a little loop. At least that's according to their route anyway. And then they're going to fly up to the Stone Oak area, the medical center area there, and then head up 35 to New Braunfels, and then up to Austin. Another gorgeous shot from Sky 4. Look at that. Blue skies for miles. They were supposed to fly over yesterday. They had to cancel that, postpone their plans, move it to today. It was supposed to be 1:20 when they flew in, but then they postponed it just about an hour. And that was a shot in Floresville. They're waiting for the jets to fly over. Here again is their flight path. Loop-de-loos all over the city. Back to Alamo Stadium, people waiting here. And look at this, in the park, doing a pretty good job of social distancing from each other. A lot of people have their masks on too, just in case. And here they come. Now these jets are flying very low, obviously, to make sure that everybody gets a really good look. Between 500 to 1,500 feet. That's what Major Michelle Coran told us. That's the altitude, so pretty low. Flying at a high rate of speed. That is very low over a major city. And it is a 6 formation, 6 of them flying in very close formation in what they call the Delta. And then sporadically, you'll see them turn on their smoke on and off at various points, trying to highlight the hospitals. So as they fly over hospitals or medical centers, that's what they do. That's special for hospitals. So when you see the smoke go on and off, that's what they're doing. A salute to them. Now, this has been the talk for quite some time. A lot of people were wondering how come the Thunderbirds hadn't flown over Military City, USA. A lot of noise was made about that, and yep, they had the plans. We just had to be patient. Here they are today. So many people waiting and wondering when they're going to fly over. It'll be any moment now. So again, the whole operation is going to be about 30 minutes long. We're about 15 minutes into it. They've flown over about 3 areas of the city, 3 or 4. And this is Floresville. Another vantage point from Floresville. And downtown San Antonio, people waiting on, this is Alamo Stadium, looking at downtown San Antonio. People waiting for that beautiful shot. Now the route shows them flying over the downtown area a few times, actually. So I bet a lot of people on either side of the downtown area will get some great shots of the flyover. Sky 4, looking for it right now. So again, there are 6 jets in formation, what they call the Delta formation. And then there's one F-16 that sort of lags behind or is off to the side. And that is the photographer, the photography team on board that jet, getting some great shots and video of all the flyovers. We've seen on the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds website just beautiful shots of what they've done, a heart in some cases. No word yet if they'll be doing that here. What a beautiful day for it to happen. That'd be nice. And this is 1604 and 281, waiting for the Thunderbirds to head north. Again, they are down in Floresville, the Floresville area right now. And this is 1604 and I-35. Quite a lot of people waiting here. I guess it's been about 3 or 4 years since I rode with I got to fly with the Thunderbirds. And it was quite the experience. You have to go through a lot before you actually climb on board one of those jets. They teach you how to eject, which is terrifying. But it's something you have to know before you head up there with them. And the whole trip lasted, I'd say, about an hour, 45 minutes or so to an hour, and pulled 9 Gs. They showed me all the formations that they do, all the tricks, the barrel rolls, and just fantastic. And I didn't even throw up, which a lot of people said you may do. So I'm really proud about that. Survived that experience pulling 9 Gs, got a cool certificate and some great photographs. It was just a fantastic experience to be that close to what they do on a daily basis. So as you can imagine, being that this is for healthcare workers and essential workers here in San Antonio, and knowing as you look up in the skies and they fly over that is for you, it has to be a pretty neat experience. And this is a Sky 4 shot showing us how gorgeous this day is. What a difference a day makes, right? Yesterday, thunderstorms almost all day, tornado warnings, and today it's gorgeous. That is Texas weather. That is Sky 4 waiting for them to fly, I believe, north towards the downtown, up towards the downtown area, and heading back from Floresville. Again, the path from there is going to be Stone Oak. They're going to fly over the Stone Oak area, do a couple loops there, and then head over to New Braunfels, do a couple loops there, and then they're going to head up to Austin and do the same thing. Great shot of downtown San Antonio as we wait for the Thunderbirds to come up, and there they are. Sky 4 shot as they fly over the downtown area. And there's the smoke. Again, the smoke is specifically meant to say, hello, healthcare workers, we see you and we thank you. And this is from our roof here at the station. Great shot. Great shot of that formation there. This is over Alamo Stadium right now. Another Sky 4 shot as they straighten out and make their way north. You know, we interviewed the pilot yesterday, one of the pilots on board. Normally she's the solo lead pilot in a regular air show, but she told us for this purpose, for this particular purpose, she is left wing. So we are looking right at her right now. She is Major Michelle Coran. She gave us some really good information about the formation and the smoke and the meaning behind the formation and the smoke and what it specifically does. And what it means for the healthcare workers on the ground. Let's listen into what she had to say about that, about specifically formations.
There will be 6 of us in close formation in what we call the Delta. We'll be turning our smoke on and off at various points, trying to highlight the hospitals. That's really what drove us to build the route the way we did, is to cover as many hospitals as possible.
So looking at that route, you can see exactly where the cluster of hospitals are in the city of San Antonio, and it's really important for them to cover as many of them as they can and spend as much time over them as they can. They know that so many onlookers are there, excited to get a quick view of them as they pass over, and this is just another fantastic shot of them. And this is Stone Oak. It is so loud as they pass over you. You know, you've probably seen them. You've been to a football game or an air show. Those jets just screaming over your head. It is a sight to see. Again, normally they'd be flying in air shows and flying all over the country, you know, performing in these air shows. And because they can't right now because of the virus, this is what they've decided to do with their time. At no cost to taxpayers, this is just something that they really wanted to do and felt like it was important for them to do. This is at 281 and Stone Oak. So they'll be flying in this area maybe one more loop, and then they'll be heading I-35 up to New Braunfels. And earlier when we talked to Major Curran, one of the best parts of this, she said, was the emotional factor. She has no idea, obviously, when they're flying up in the jets, what this does for people, the impact that their presence has for so many people throughout the United States. We talked to her about that. It was an interesting take that she had when they get down on the ground and they look at their social media, just the impact it has on everybody that they touched on that particular day. Let's listen in.
It's just amazing. You have healthcare workers that are standing out there who are absolutely exhausted, and you can see they're like breaking down in tears when they see us fly over. Or you have the little kids who've been, homeschooled for the last 8 weeks, haven't seen their friends, and they're in their backyard just jumping up and down, screaming with excitement.
This is 1604 and 35. So again, the plan is to head all the way up to New Braunfels, to fly over some of the hospitals there, and then make their way up to Austin. Spending a good 30 minutes here in San Antonio. They'll be cruising by Randolph Air Force Base. Another Sky 4 shot. Nothing but blue skies. So once again, we have crews all over the city of San Antonio, even as they make their way north at 1604 and 35. But again, if you're just joining us, the Thunderbirds started all the way in Helotes, made their way over the medical center area into West Bexar County, over the downtown area near Lackland Air Force Base, down to Floresville, back over downtown a few times. They just made it to Stone Oak, the Stone Oak area, and they're leaving Stone Oak now, heading up I-35 to New Braunfels. We have a couple of crews still hanging out up I-35 to get some shots of them as they fly over. And this is 1604 and I-35 where people are waiting. All right, well, that is going to do it for us. What a beautiful sight, impressive, and what an honor to have the Thunderbirds here in the city of San Antonio. We appreciate them so much for what they do for us and also for what they are saying to our healthcare workers, our first responders, and essential workers here in the city of San Antonio. We will have a full wrap-up of this flyover for you, and we will talk with some of the essential workers about what this means to them. That's going to come up today on News 4 San Antonio at 5. I'm Delaine Mathieu. Hope to see you at 5.